In this particular video, we will see the components of the RHPAM, this business central, that is the design phase, deploy, manage, and the track. In the design phase, we design the business processes, which contains the nodes and its transitions, its connection with the different nodes. Then once the design phase is complete, then we deploy it on the server, the Kai server in this case. Then we manage those processes by its we can run its instances and the task and the jobs, and then we can check the logs in the track bar. So moving with the design phase, we can create one business process. So just go to the project section, you can click on design. In your case, you will go to the spaces section and you will find one by default space created for you. So as this space is already created, you can go back to the spaces. You can see this my space. So by default, as I selected the project, it went into that section. So this my space, which is the by default one, it contains many sample projects which you can see, and you can learn how these business processes are created. You can see it contains business processes, forms, data objects. So there are many assets that you can learn in that. You can add assets as well, but this is the by default one that has been created. Now we can create our own space. So just click on add space, where you will have all your projects created. So you can create one space, and inside that you can have multiple projects created. So just name it learn live, and then can add that. So we have created one space with the name learn live, and now we can create many projects inside this. So just go to the space. This is our space where we can create projects. So we can create one project here, add one project, give it name. So in this video, we are going to learn the script task. There are many tasks inside one business process that we can create. We will see one by one, but in this case, the basic thing that we are learning, that is script task. Script task example. I can they do have the advanced options for configuration. As we create any Maven project in Eclipse or the IntelliJ, we do have this group ID, artifact ID, and the version that we create. You can change it here, or you can keep it as the by default, whatever it is. So just go and add this project. So we have created one project, and it will create one business process within it, and then one XML file. So just go to the script task example. When you click on this, within that space, we have learn live as one of the project. We can make many projects. We can create many projects inside that. So we have nothing here. So inside that project, inside spaces, we have learn live as a project. We created inside the learn live space, we created one script task, which is the project. Now we need to create the assets. So when you go to the assets, you can see many assets that we can create. So we will create the business process first, because we are designing. This is the design phase. So just go and create script task. The package that you will select is called dot, this is the space name, and this is the project name. So you can go, and we are creating this business process inside our project, which is script task example, and which is inside the learn live space. So just click on this. This is the package name. Click on OK. It will take some time to create the business process. Once it is created, you will see the files inside this business process. So this is the design phase, where we are going to design our business process, the layout, the flow of the business process. So we can check what exactly we are going to do. So what is a script task? Script tasks should have one incoming connection and one outgoing connection. I will show you what is the meaning of connection here. It contains script section, where we can write the executable Java code or the JavaScript code, or in the latest version we do have the MVL code, we can also write there. and the code can access any variables or global using this syntax. So for accessing any variable that we have inside this business process, we can use kcontext.get variable, and within this double inverted comma we can put our variable name. And we should also try to avoid contacting external services through a script node. So what exactly it is, what it means, when we will go deep dive into this project and when we'll write the code for that, we will come to know what exactly the meaning of this we are speaking here. So this is the script task. When we go back to this business central, we will see there are many components inside this the business process that we can see. So for any business process, we can have one start node and one end node. So this is compulsory. So start with, you can see this is the start events we got. So start for any message kind of thing, we can have the start message, start signal, start timer. So there are many different sections. So this start is mandate for any business process. So this is the start node that we have created. Just keep it here, and then we are going to create the script task. When you go, you can see there are many tasks inside this. One is user task, script task, service task, and the business rule. We will see the other one by one in the next video tutorial. Now here we are dealing with the script task. Just click on this, drag and drop. Now in the slide that we saw, it should have one incoming connection and one outgoing connection. So here this script task should have some incoming connection. So this is the start node. So when you click on this start node, you can see you can make a create sequence flow. Just click on this, go for the task. So this is the incoming node. So this is the start, then it will start with the script task, and the end node we will create here is the end event. So this is the end. You can also drag and drop this end event from this section. So these are the events for the end, and we do have many intermediate events as well, which you can select here: intermediate timer, intermediate message, signal, link, and error escalation. There are many events. So we will see one by one these events, what exactly it is. So for the time being, we are looking for start node, the end node. So this is the start point of the process. It will go ahead, it will check this task, and then when this task got executed, it will go ahead and then it will end the process. So when you click on end, you will see the properties. So you can check the properties of each and every node. These are called as nodes. 1, 2, 3. These are the nodes. So when you click on this script task node, you can see this is the name of this node is task. We can change it. We can call it as script task, or what, print my name. We can say print name. So this script task, what exactly it does, it prints the name. So go to click on this, and you can see there are many things. You can create the documentation here. This is the implementation part, which is very important for us. So this is the script where we can write the code, exact Java code for this script task, what exactly this task is going to do. So whatever we write here, the Java code, it will execute when it comes into execution. So for example, let us consider one case. There are like many other nodes before this. So when its turn come, when it gets executed, it will execute these codes. So we can check, see, as I said, it contains Java, JavaScript, and the MVL. So these three programming languages that it supports. So these are the scripting that we can write here. So we are going with the Java. In the whole tutorial we will deal with the Java programming language here. So just simple system.out.println, then we can write my name is Nitesh. Oh, my PAM server stopped working, so that is why I switched to this business central of the JBPM with some new user WB admin. Okay, so now we stopped at this point. Let's add some. Now you can see we have different options here. The save option to save this business process, delete, rename, and the copy option. We can also download this process design and different formats if you want to share it with someone. And you can also download this. When you go to download section, it will download with the .bpmn extension. So when you go to download, it will download with the .bpmn extension, right? So this is the extension for this business process management system. Now it's time to save this. So when you go and you save this, now you can see it has saved this business process. You can now go and see, okay, so the validation is success, diagram saved successfully. Now you can see the alerts. It's like a console. When you go, okay, so it came. You can hide the alerts, you can view the alerts, you can see the latest version of your this business process that you have used. Now when you go to the alert section, in the alert section we'll see, just refresh. So it says the build is successful. If the build is successful, that means your whole layout and the script that you have written is correct. So we can proceed further for the deployment and the execution of this business process. So now this is the build phase. We have just created one business process. We have designed it. We have saved it. Now we need to deploy it on the server. So here we use the Kai server, just cross it and you can see this is the business process that we have. This is the business process and the work item definitions. There are different tabs that you can see. We will explain, I will explain this one by one when we go ahead with this. So come back to the assets. Okay, now there are two different buttons here. One is the build, one is the deploy. uh, Build and install. So build is like, it will check the basic things like the configuration and the dependencies of the business process. If it is good, then it will success and it will go with the deployment. When you go with the deployment, it will combine the build section and the deploy section at the same time. So just we are going with the deployment. So as you can see, it's building first, which is this phase. Once it is built successful, it will deploy this whole image on the Kai server. You can see the notification build is successful. After the build is successful, it will deploy it on the server. It says it deployed to the server configuration successful and the container is successfully updated. We can also check the deployment details. It will give you the details of this server, where exactly it is deployed. So this is the sample server and we have deployed we have deployed it on the deploy. This is the deployment units. So for each and every business process that you create, it will create different deployment units within this sample server. So this is the description. You can stop this server as well, stop it, remove it, or you can deactivate these the deployment units. So now the build phase is complete, where we designed the business process. Then what we did, we deployed it on the server. So deployment phase is done. Now it creates business different objects. It creates instances of the business process which we need to run to check the output of that. So just go to this section. So design is complete, deployment is complete. Now we will manage these business processes. So just go to the process instance. So once you successfully deploy your business process, you can check in the new process instance. You will see it has created one instance for this process definition, that is script task example. uh, this is the project name and this script task is the uh, business process name which we had created. So project and the business process. Now we need to run this. So this is the snapshot of our the business process that we have created. This is the instance created. Now we can start this process. Once you start this, just submit. Now the process ID 98 has started. The process ID is 98. Just go to the completed section. You can see this is the 98 script task, which is the name of the business process. This is the update, date and time, and which version we have updated. This is the 1.0, and this is the business process ID. So it has been completed. When you click on this, you will see the definition ID, the deployment, and the instance state. What is the state of this instance that is completed, and this is the id number. When you go to the process variables, we do not have any process variables created, but this is the username who initiated this business process. So wb admin, you can see here, and the date. You can check the history as well. The documents, logs, you can check at what time this process was started, start node, when it was uh, started this business process. You can check the diagram. If it is gray in color, that means this business process is complete. It started with the start phase, it completed this, and then it went to the end node. So this means this gray means it is completed. Now, how where we can check the output which we had written in the Java code? Just go to the server. You can check here the output which we had written system.out.println. My name is Nitish Kumar. So it has printed the output on this console. So this is how we create one business process. We design it, we deploy it on the server, then we create the instance. Once we deploy it, create instance, then we need to run that instance. Then it go to the completion phase if everything is correct, and you can check the description of all the process instances, what exactly, how it executed, who executed it, and what time it was executed. You can check all the logs here. So this is how we manage a business process. So this is just a simple example, and in the next videos we will check the complex scenarios, how we use exactly these script task in the project level scenarios.